Everybody, this is Lisa with Essential Life Naturals, and I'm going to post another video today on how to make fruit leathers. They're super easy. I make them all the time, and you won't even believe how quick they are. They really don't even need a recipe. So I'm just going to show you a couple of different versions, and you can make it yourself. I happen to have kind of the mother of all dehydrators. It's called the Excalibur. I really like it. It was pretty costly, but I use my dehydrator quite a bit. So it kind of paid for itself because I make a lot of fruit snacks and kale chips and stuff like that. But you can buy dehydrators at the local hardware store or Fleet Farm or something like that for probably around $30. Or even better yet, go browse your local thrift store and you'd probably find a bunch of them for, I don't know, $5 or $6. Anyway, so quickly what I'm going to do is I've got some strawberries that I bought the other day and I didn't use them all up, and so they're kind of past their best prime. They're still really good and they're fine. They just don't look as good. So they're really not something that you probably want to serve, you know, unless you mush them up. So I'm going to take about half of these. It was about, I don't know, maybe 12 strawberries. And it doesn't matter. There's really no recipe for this. It's not a certain amount. You just kind of use fruit that you like and you whip it up and make kind of a puree and put it on a dehydrator sheet and dehydrator. That's really all there is to it. It's that simple. But this is some strawberries. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some bananas that I have. I have a banana that again is perfectly fine, but it was kind of getting really soft and it's really not something that you want to eat whole. Just tastes better mushed up. So I mushed it up in a bowl a little bit, and I'm gonna put it in the blender with the strawberries, and we're gonna whiz it for a minute. That's it. And then I'm going to pour it on this dehydrator sheet. Now, this is my dehydrator sheet here, and it comes with a special kind of a Keflex liner, and it keeps everything from sticking. If you're doing something that's liquid or might fall through the little plastic liner here, then you use these little Keflex sheets. Otherwise, if you have an ordinary dehydrator that you get at like Fleet Farm or something, you can buy these fruit leather sheets. They come like this. There's a couple of them in a package, and usually what you want to do is to spray this with a little bit of Pam and then wipe down the excess so it's not greasy, and then you can pour your fruit puree onto that before you put it into your dehydrator. I think you can also dehydrate fruit leathers in the oven. I haven't done that, but I think you put your oven at about 200 degrees, and it's kind of an all-night deal. So you can look that up on YouTube as well. But this is really just the basic recipe on how to make the fruit leathers. So once you have your puree, then you're just going to pour your ingredients, your puree, onto the dehydrator sheet. Get all your little goodness out of here. And this is a great recipe for using up any kind of a fruit that you have around the house that you just, like I said, it's maybe past its prime and you don't want to eat it whole, but you don't want to throw it away either. And the kids love them. They, you know, it's a great way to get fruit into your kids' diet, and it's kind of fun. And the fruit leathers that are on the market usually have all kinds of fillers and corn syrup and junk like that. And you don't want to put that into your body. So anyway, and you can just kind of either shake it or spread it around. Sometimes if it's runny enough, actually, I just kind of shake it and turn the dehydrator sheet until I kind of get it all fairly even and fairly thin, because the thinner it is, the quicker it's going to dehydrate. And if it's sort of uniform, it'll roll up nicely when it's all finished. So anyway, that's what it's going to look like. It's just a sheet with puree in it. And then I'm going to do one more. And this one is, again, going to be strawberries. I'm not even going to wash my blender because it all just tastes good together. So I'm going to put the rest of the strawberries that I had into the blender. And then I made some applesauce the other day with like 3 apples and some cinnamon and a little bit of agave or honey and a little water for breakfast. And we had some left over. So I am just going to put that into the blender with the strawberries because strawberry and apple taste good together. And you can make up whatever combinations of fruit you want. You could do canned pineapple, fresh pineapple with mango. You could do bananas and mango, you know, basically anything. If you want to really make it easy on yourself too, and I don't always make homemade applesauce, but I happened to make it the other day because I had some leftovers apples. But if you don't want to make your own homemade applesauce, then you can just buy a jar of applesauce, and you don't have to even put it in the blender. You just put it on your dehydrator sheet and dehydrate it. It's like 8 to 10 hours. So usually what I do is either start it in the morning so it's finished at night, or start it right before I go to bed and then get up first thing in the morning. Or if you have to get up in the middle of the night for any reason, you can run to the dehydrator and check to see if it's done. If you overdo it, it's not going to hurt anything, but it's not, you want it to be able to roll up and be leathery without being brittle, because otherwise it'll break apart. Okay, so again, we're going to just whip this up real quick. That's all there is to it. It's that fast. Dump it onto your dehydrator sheet and scrape all the good stuff out of the bottom. And you know, it's not likely that these are going to last, because once they're done, like my son will take the whole sheet of fruit leather and eat it in about 3 bites. But that's okay, because again, I'd rather that he was eating this than a bag of Doritos, which he would eat as well. But this is better, and I feel better about it. And again, it's a great way to get rid of fruit that you might have that you don't want to throw away. So again, I'm just going to spread this evenly, and you can shake it, do whatever you need to get it spread evenly, and then put it in your dehydrator again for about 8 to 10 hours. I just want to show you a couple of examples of some fruit that I have dehydrated. This is, and I just tend to keep my stuff in these ball jars because I think it looks nice, and it just it's easier to store it that way than into baggies. They're really hard to stack, and they don't look good in my pantry. Anyway, this is a mango piece, and so this isn't a fruit leather. It's really just dried fruit, but I just wanted to show you some examples. But this is a piece of mango that I dehydrated, and I could have taken fresh mango and whizzed that up in the blender and made a puree and made a fruit leather out of that, which would have been good. And then banana chips, which I can make on another video sometime. They're super easy. Just slice up bananas really thin, put them on a dehydrator sheet. Really good. Really, really good. And it seems to intensify the sweetness of the fruit when you dehydrate it. And it's great to sprinkle on oatmeal, or just eat as a snack. And then here's a little piece of fruit leather that I had left over, and I stuck it in a jar. But this is another piece of strawberry fruit leather, and you can see that it's pliable, right? So it's like a little piece of real thin jerky kind of. But if you store it in a jar like this, after it's dry, make sure that it's cooled all the way, because when you put it in a dehydrator, it'll heat up just a little bit. Put it into a jar, put the cap on tightly, and it'll sit in your cupboard. It should last for up to a couple of years. So, but it probably won't, because you'll eat it so fast. So I hope you enjoyed this. There's more videos on my website, which is essentiallifenaturals.com. Enjoy, and God bless.